Today I'm going to be sharing with you from the book of John, chapter 4, verses 1 through 30. And this is the story of the woman at the well. And this may be a story you have heard 100 times, or this may be the very first time you have ever heard this story. Either way, I would like for you to listen to this story with fresh ears. Even if you've heard it 100 times, I'd like for you to look at it with new eyes, and maybe you will hear something that you have not heard before, or think about something in a way that you have not thought about it before. So I'm going to be reading some sections. I'm not going to be reading the whole entire thing. So I start in the end of verse 6. It says, Jesus, worn out by the trip, sat down at the well. It was noon. So it was high noon. So this was not a time to be going to the well because it was the hottest part of the day. And this is whenever the undesirables came to the well because they were not to be around other people. It says, a woman, a Samaritan, came to draw water. Jesus said, would you give me a drink of water? His disciples has gone to the village to buy food for lunch. The Samaritan woman, taken aback, asked, how come you, a Jew, are asking me, a Samaritan woman, for a drink? Jews in those days wouldn't be caught dead talking to Samaritans. Jesus answered, if you knew the generosity of God and who I am, you would be asking me for a drink, and I would give you fresh living water. The woman said, sir, you don't even have a bucket to draw with, and this well is so deep. So how are you going to get this living water? Are you a better man than our ancestor Jacob, who dug this well and drank from it, and he and his sons and livestock, and passed it down to us? Jesus said, everyone who drinks this water will get thirsty again and again. Anyone who drinks the water I give will never thirst, not ever. The water I give will be an artesian spring within, gushing fountains of endless life. The woman said, sir, give me this water so I won't ever get thirsty. Won't ever have to come back to this well again. He said, go, call your husband, and then come back. I have no husband, she said. That's nicely put, I have no husband. You've had 5 husbands, and the man you're living with now isn't even your husband. You spoke the truth there, for sure. Then skipping down to verse 27. Just then his disciples came back. They were shocked. They couldn't believe he was talking with that kind of a woman. No one said what they were all thinking, but their faces showed it. The woman took the hint and left. In her confusion, she left her water pot. Back in the village, she told the people, come see a man who knew all about the things I did, who knows me inside and out. Do you think this could be the Messiah? And they went out to see for themselves. Now, the part that struck me is that here at the end, she says, come see a man who knew all the things about me. He knew her dirt. He knew her sin. He knew her past. And what did he do? He approached her. He pursued her and offered her a drink of living water. He offered what he had to give. And I want to share with you that it does not matter what your sin is, what your past is. If you think you are damaged good, God already knows. He knew all things about her, and he still pursued her. He offered her this drink of living water. He offered himself a life of eternity. This is Jesus to her. And there was nothing he did not know. He knew everything about her. And he said, going back to towards the beginning, if you knew the generosity of God, and that is where I want to stay here. If you only knew the generosity of God, who he is, and how he wants to bless you, and how he sees you through his, if you could see yourself through his eyes instead of looking at the damage and the things that you have gone through and the wrong that you have done. God knows all of that, but he sees past it to what he wants for you. If you only knew the generosity of God, you would ask him, you would be begging him for a drink of his living water that you will never ever, your soul will never thirst again. And you know that feeling whenever you are so thirsty and you would give anything for a drink of water that only water can satisfy. Jesus is that drink of water for your soul. There is nothing else. If your soul is thirsty, and if you do not have God, your soul is thirsty. He is that living water that can quench that thirst. If you only knew the gift that God has for you, you would be begging him for a drink of that living water. Well, God is offering you that gift, and he is offering you that water. He is offering to you to quench the thirst in your soul. If this is the first time you are hearing this, or the first time you are able to receive this into your heart, will you please let me know? I want to pray with you. I want to talk to you if you would like for me to talk to you. But I just want you to know that God, he knows your dirt. You cannot hide anything from him. And you know what? He doesn't care. He does not care. He still pursues you because he loves you and he wants you to thirst no more. If this has helped you today and this has spoken to you, would you please share it with somebody? Because I guarantee there is somebody else out there who needs to hear it also. So I say to you, like I do every day, know that God loves you and know that I love you, and you have a good day.